welcome to TRX. We're so excited that you're going to take a class with us. I want to introduce you to our TRX team here at Sphericality: Marianne Marty, me, Doria, Tammy Snyder, and Kelly Kelly Cresta. So we're here today to give you a little introduction to TRX so that when you come into class, we don't have to go through it in class, we can just get right to it. So we kind of separated this into 4 different categories that we feel you need to know basically before you come into class. We're also going to have a TRX just hanging here over the next few weeks so that you can come in and play with it before class and get a little used to the adjustments of the strap. So we're going to start with Marianne. She's going to tell you a little bit about the history and the fundamentals of TRX.
Okay, so TRX came from Randy Petrick and his Navy SEAL teammates. They were in very constrained quarters and needed a way to stay in peak condition with little equipment and no space. TRX was created with pieces of parachute sewn together with boat repair tools. And TRX has evolved into a functional training system where we are not limited by the constraints of a floor or the planes of a bench. We can move in all directions and use our core strength and our bodies to make ourselves stronger and more flexible. Here at Sphericality, we're going to introduce 2 formats to begin our program. The first format is
Toning and strengthening.
Toning and strengthening, and that is
It's a rep-based class.
Rep-based class.
So, yeah.
And then our second format will be cardio high intensity training, which is a time-based class.
Good. You guys have anything to add?
It's so much fun.
I'm going to try it. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about the actual mechanics of the straps. So, as you can see, it's really unstable, so that's what makes it really great for functional fitness training. So the more unstable your environment, the harder your core has to work. So the straps have a handle here. This is kind of a squishy little bar with a hand strap or foot strap underneath. And then we have the main part of the strap. This is called the anchor point up here. This is a really important part of our system. So your anchor point, and then we have our strap, and this is where you're going to adjust. It's an adjustment buckle. So we work at 4 different lengths with the strap. The first length, and most of the exercises are done at mid-length, and you'll hear your teacher saying, let's bring the straps up to mid-length. So I'm going to bring this down here a little bit, and you can see that there's 2 yellow hash marks. So that's the mid-length point where you're going to raise this little yellow tab up to when we bring you into mid-length. So there's a little piece of hardware right here, and you can play with it when you come to the studio, but you're going to pull this piece down. And when you pull that down, it releases the tension here on the strap. So you're able to pull up on the strap or pull out and increase or decrease the length of the strap. So mid-length right here, 2 hash marks. Short or all in, sometimes your teacher will say all in, pull it all the way up. And when you release this, it locks in place, okay? And then all out, you can just pull right on the strap. It's going to bring it all the way to full length. And again, you release it and it just locks in place really easily. When you first take your first 1 or 2 classes, it seems a little awkward, but then you get really super fast at it. The last length is what we call mid-calf, and it's when we're working on the floor doing our core work, that's the adjustment. And it's very subjective depending on what your height is. So the most important thing is, see this guy up here? This has to be parallel to the floor when you're making this adjustment. So you can hold it up here and then pull down until the bottom of the foot strap is at the mid mid-length of your, mid-calf. So right in the middle of your calf. And then you can do the same thing. You can just match it on the other side. There's two little black squares right here. And you can just match it on the other side, same length. So now you know that that's your mid-length. And what's gonna happen is after you do this a couple times, you're not gonna have to measure anymore because you're gonna know, you're gonna be able to visualize this. Like I know I have like 4 fingers distance between these two little black guys. So again, just to review, you have all out or long, you have mid-length, you have short or all in, and then you have your mid-calf length. I think that's it. You guys think of anything else I missed in terms of adjusting this guy? Yeah, so that's it. That's in terms of that. Come play with it. Get used to adjusting it. That's what kind of holds up the pace of the class when you don't know how to adjust the straps. But everybody's new to it, so, and you know we're always really patient. And if you have any questions about it, just let us know. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to take you through a couple guidelines that you should know before starting your first TRX class. And something that is very important is your body posture. You're going to want to think ears over shoulders, over hips throughout most of the class. And really very important is to energize your core through every exercise. So you want to think about that plank position. So if you're facing in towards the anchor, you have ears over shoulders, over hips, and you're really drawing in your belly button and energizing your core through every exercise. Another thing to think about is strap tension. You want to keep tension on that strap the whole time, which means pulling it nice and straight. You don't want slack. Slack is where the straps are loose. You want to pull back and create tension. Another thing is you don't want any swaying to happen. That means to get from right to left of the anchor point, you want to center your body directly with the anchor point and stay nice and focused without swaying from side to side. Another thing with the straps is sawing, and that is, you might find your right is going up or your left hand is going up. You want to keep equal tension on both hands throughout every exercise. And last but not least, we are going to talk about scraping, and that means that your arms should stay away from the TRX straps. So if I'm doing a press down, you want the TRX to be away from your arms, not like this, scraping, you're going to get TRX burns. That's not cute, you don't want that. So keep your arms away and no scraping. And those are a couple of guidelines that you should know.
So we're going to talk about TRX body positions. So there's 3 positions that you will have your body in relation to the anchor. The first one is facing toward your anchor, which these beautiful young ladies will demonstrate. Your body should be centered. Your navel should be centered to the anchor. Your eyes should be on the anchor unless you are told differently. The second position is facing away from the anchor. And you can simply swivel your straps around your body and face away from the anchor. Again, make sure your spine is in alignment, the center of your body, with the anchor. The third position is side or profile to the anchor. And once again, the center of your body is centered with the anchor. Let's face the anchor again and go over foot position. One of the basic foot positions would be hip distance. Another position would be wide position, which gives you more stability. Another position would be offset. So why don't you put your, there you go. Everybody's got the same leg. This is offset. This also gives you a little more stability than hip. So hip distance is an average intensity. Wide and offset gives you a little more of a modification. If you want to increase your intensity, you could go on one leg. So let's everybody go on their right leg on the ground, left leg up. And then switch legs. Again, you can do it with the other leg. And legs down. And you can also have your feet very close together. That will also increase the intensity. The other body position would be your angle in relationship with the anchor. So let's start with an easy angle, which is shallow. Your body is fairly upright. This is an easier position. The next would be bringing your feet closer to the anchor, increases your intensity, because you can see as you pull, why don't we do pull yourself up in a row. As you will see, you have to use more of your body weight to pull you up versus if you were at a shallow position. So you can change the angle in class if you feel you need to get a tougher workout. So let's turn around away from the anchor now and also show you foot position and anchor. So let's have everybody do hip width and just a medium angle. And now let's everybody change it to a deeper angle or a higher intensity angle. Again, you can see how they have more weight coming forward on the straps, which will increase the intensity. The other thing is your grip. So when you are gripping onto the TRX, try not to grip it really, really hard. Grip it lightly if you can. There are certain positions. Watch guys do a chest press. There are certain positions when you do a chest press, you will definitely feel your hands getting a little tighter on the grips. But again, try not to grip too hard. When you're facing away from the anchor, your eyes are at the horizon, unless you're told differently, but 9 times out of 10, you are going to be looking at the horizon. Let's everybody face the anchor. When you face the anchor, your eyes are at the anchor, unless you're doing an exercise and you are told differently. Shoulders always down, away from ears, and relaxed. Thank you.
I'm going to talk about the best way to get your feet into the straps while we go onto the mat to do core exercises. So the first one, for exercises on your back, you're going to want to sit down, face towards the anchor point, and you're going to put your heels in the straps, and the pad of your foot is going to press into the handle. So you're going to scooch back a little bit, so when your legs are straight, the straps should not be touching the wall. And again, you're pressing down through your heels. Make sure that the strap is on your heels, not on your Achilles, and press in towards the straps with the pads of your foot. And then you could do things like lift up your hips. So lift the hips, pull your knees in, and extend them out straight for a hamstring curl. So do it again, press hands in, knees in, excellent, extend out, and there you go. So, next thing, when we go over into our stomach, for abdominal exercises, you're going to want to move your hips in more towards the mat so your knees are bent. You're going to want to think about your hamstrings almost being parallel with the wall. The easiest way to do this is put your feet all the way in the straps. And the straps are going to be about right at your ankles. You're going to cross your right leg over your left. Press down on those straps still, create tension, and roll over onto your belly. And set up right away on your knees. And let's go into a forearm plank. So you're on your knees, you have your core engaged, you're on your forearms, and then you can press up those knees, and there you go, you're in a plank. Thank you guys.
We're good? Okay. So thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you in class. If you do have any questions before you come, feel free to call the desk. You can call extension 112, or you can email us at info@spiritacademy.com. We'd be happy to answer your questions. And if you ever see any